You know you love it.
Alrighty, welcome back to another Field and Court video. Another great week for some college football. First thing I want to go over is something that I'm going to talk about a lot today. After the game Syracuse-UConn, Syracuse barely winning the game in overtime. It's an embarrassing win for Syracuse because UConn, we're talking about the basketball school, UConn. They did sprints after the game. We're going to talk about all the teams that should have done sprints after their games yesterday. But let's go over some good points first. Let's go over the teams that did what they were supposed to do. First, starting out with FSU. FSU did great. OSU, again, kicked the hell out of Grambling State. Oregon played very well. The first minute they had 21 points. It was a great game to watch against Oklahoma State, another solid team. And then Tennessee did really well. Indiana, Texas Tech, Utah, Miami, and South Florida. Julian Sayin, I think right now it's a good question to ask. Is he the best quarterback in college football right now? I don't think it's too absurd to say that he is right now. I mean, played very well against Texas in the game yesterday. He played very well. Now let's talk about another quarterback I am so excited for. Just the team, honestly. South Florida is a playoff contender. I think they're playing so well, and Byrum Brown is a dog. I mean, this is a Heisman candidate for sure. Came out of nowhere. I remember talking about South Florida in the Florida video, and I said, oh, that's an easy win for Florida. Absolutely not. I mean, it was great, and I can't wait to see them against Miami next week. Not even just Byrum Brown, but the South Florida defense holding Florida in the swamp to 9 points in the first half. They're a solid team and should be in the top 15 at least. I'm a little biased because it's like my new favorite team. They're not above Ohio State, obviously. Go Bucks. But that's my team now. I'm putting them in the top 10. Clemson played horribly against Troy. It was so bad in the first half. You just can't do that against good teams. If you play horribly in two of the quarters and decide to play, all right in the second half, you're going to lose. It's Ohio State's not going to stop playing football in the first half for you, Clemson. You're going to have to play all four quarters great if you want to be a playoff contender. And ranked 8th, crazy, Michigan. Another team that just couldn't do anything. Paying Bryce Underwood $12 million to have 140 yards passing.
This nigga is trash.
The forward pass. Let's get the ball down the field. He just couldn't do it. It wasn't there. Baylor beats SMU. This game was very interesting, and Baylor looked great. It's more interesting, though, for Auburn. Auburn beating Baylor and kicking the hell out of Ball State. I can see them being ranked. I think they should be in the top 20s, 21, 22. Ole Miss, another team that just couldn't put it together. It was an embarrassing win against Kentucky, a Kentucky team who barely beat a Toledo last week. Ole Miss, you have to play better. You just have to. Next week, when Ole Miss plays a unranked Arkansas game, I think they're going to lose that game. I have a feeling that Arkansas is a solid team this year, and Ole Miss is just not there anymore, and it's going to be a fun game to watch. Now, let's just put all of the teams together who should be doing Syracuse sprints after the game. Clemson, obviously. Ole Miss. Penn State was very underwhelming. Georgia, Texas, Illinois, LSU, South Carolina. These are all teams that just had embarrassing wins. I mean, you won the game, but it wasn't the way you should have won it.
You won, but you lost, dummy.
It was not great. Not a great look. Drew Aller doesn't look like who he said he was going to look like. He was very underwhelming. He wasn't playing well, and he just wasn't putting up numbers that team should be putting up. Penn State should be putting up great numbers against a FIU team. There were so many games this week where a ranked team played a unranked team, and not only an unranked team, but a bad unranked team, a team that doesn't have a football program or, is known for something else like soccer or basketball. It's just not their priority. And we have these football colleges like Ole Miss, all these bad teams that are playing, or all these good teams that are playing bad teams and barely beating them. The scores are deceiving because you see Penn State's game. They had 34-0 against FIU. They scored 20 points total throughout the game, and in the last 2 minutes, they scored 2 touchdowns. I'm not counting those last 2 touchdowns. You have to play the entire game well. That's not good enough. You can't beat better teams like that. There's just levels to this. All right, some games to watch out next week. Games that should be prioritized. Ole Miss, Arkansas. Talked about that earlier in the video. Ole Miss is looking pretty bad, and Arkansas is looking pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas takes this game. South Florida, Miami. South Florida. If you have a brain and you're watching college football and you're watching South Florida, then you'll be able to realize that South Florida should have been ranked and is probably going to be in the playoffs, as I've said before. LSU, Florida. Two teams that this week weren't great. They weren't playing how they should. I wouldn't be surprised if Florida takes this game against a higher ranked LSU team. Florida looked better against South Florida, a game that South Florida rightfully won, and an LSU team who looked horrible against a Louisiana Tech team. I'm taking Florida in that game. I'm also taking South Florida in the Miami game, and I'm taking Arkansas in the Ole Miss game. Georgia, Tennessee, just another ranked team. Tennessee looked great this week. Georgia looked Texas A&M and Notre Dame. Now, this game is probably the most important next week. Notre Dame has been overhyped for years. I hate that they're not in a conference. It should be changed. And if they lose this game, are we really going to rank Notre Dame after next week?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
I have Texas A&M taking this. If Notre Dame can't pull it off, should they be ranked? Absolutely not. And yeah, that's it. Appreciate y'all watching.
You know you love it.